This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, starting at verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Verse 11. And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. The point, verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Kol Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Slakia. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Kol Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rachah Kodash Barakatham. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth to you. We say Shalom. This is the brother Salaki. I say Shalom. This is the brother Yawasap out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Salakia. And just through the spirit, I want to do this quick lesson, quick hit. I seen an article on Newsbreak. I was trying to bring out something on the CV because I had seen something. They were saying they having an issue with it. And for whatever reason, the spirit took it away. You know, normally I save, the link to my, I got a method of saving it so I don't lose articles that I'll be trying to bring out. But for whatever reason, Lord willingly bring it back, the Lord give it back to me because it would have been edifying. So hopefully I come across it again. But looking for that, I came across this and it just put me in the spirit to actually do a video. Salakia. So this is a Newsweek article. And it says, Little Boy and Dog Abandoned in Cemetery Before Christmas. It's by Aaliyah Silsko on 12/24. So that was Christmas Eve at 10:04 p.m. It says a 3-year-old boy and his family dog were allegedly abandoned by the boy's parents at a Hinckley, Ohio cemetery 2 days before Christmas. Now, mind you, we're in Cleveland. My campus is located in Cleveland, Ohio. So I've never been to this place, but I'm sure it's Edomite land. I've heard of it, but believe it or not, Ohio is a pretty prejudiced, racist state. Racism still seen today. While you got silly ass people talking about, ain't racist, but not understanding, or the world is not racist, but not understanding what racism is, what it means, or anything. When you got one group of people that treat another group of people a different kind of way, that is racism, stupid ass people. But at the same time, if I come to the truth, I learned and understood, like the elders broke it down. To be racist is meaning you're for your race. So I'm not offended like I was at one point in time. What I'm offended by is the fact that people will sit up there and play with my integrity and tell me that the world isn't racist or America isn't racist. Your fucking president, this corny red fucking Hebrew Edomite, is a racist. I call Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. He put this devil in office, but nonetheless, he's racist. You know how many racist statements this man made? But nonetheless, Salakia, not to digress, but I'm pretty sure Hinckley is is majority Edomites. That being said, so more than likely, their parents that did this family was some Edomites. And that's why I came out with that scripture about the love of many waxing colder. You got to remember, it tells you in the book of Isaiah chapter 19 that the Egyptian shall fight against the Egyptian. It's Esau that's literally more upset about his freedom getting taken and going through this shit than Jake. Jake's so just go along to get along spirit. You know what I mean? Jake really think he winning. You got Jakes right now think they winning. I mean, I could tell examples. I'm not gonna go into it, but you got people literally getting a couple dollars. You had all these fraudulent cases with the unemployment. You had people not knowing that Esau let you get away with that, so he come get your ass later. Esau basically put in laws where, okay, while you got all these people not working and literally trying to still maintain, they put in laws you can't have a capacity of this many people, or you can't stay up on this late yet and still you expect this person to survive, so they kind of break or bend the rules, and then Esau comes down and fines them. And these ain't no $100 fines; these like $10,000 fines. These ain't no cheap fines. So just to keep they little punk ass economy going. So this place is doomed. And like I said, I just through the spirit chose to bring this article out because, like I said, this was these people, this boy parents. Now, mind you, it tells you in the book of Amos, chapter 5, about how the Most High despises your feast days. This is a pagan holiday. Well, today is the 27th, so this passed already. But the Most High doesn't respect any of his pagan holidays. And you seeing it like brothers was bringing out at the camp. This was like the weakest Christmas thus far. And I get what they mean because, usually it's a spirit. You get what I'm saying? So, the whole city, people on folly, they wearing the fucking hats. They was trying to do that shit at my job. And I'm looking at it, this Jake, this stupid ass nigga, he fasted out the having no idea, you know what I mean? And usually you in that spirit of what to tell people, but I told one dude and the demon jumped on him. I told him the truth, but the demon jumped on him, and I had a little issues at the job with him, thinking crazy, like demon jumped on me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just be quiet. You know what I mean? Because you got to learn to play. What it tells you, be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. You know what I mean? But Salakia, I ain't mean to ramble and run on. To stick to topic, so it says the Hinckley Township Police Department posted a picture of the boy named Tony, along with a call for him to be identified on Wednesday afternoon, the same day that he was picked up from the cemetery, and they left him in a cemetery. It's just spiritual, you know what I mean? Like yesterday, we was at camp, and it was a Jake that did some dumb shit, got stuck in the snow. So we watching it, but we didn't know what was going on, and we camping. So after the fact, one of the brothers tried to ask him, do he need help? But he told me he waiting on AAA, but he lied to the brother. So Esau see him now in the area we at is an Edomite area. So long story short, Esau come talk to him, blow down on him, talking to him. So I guess he was legit because, of course, they running his name and plates and all that shit. They come back like 6 cars deep to get him the fuck up out of there because, mind you, it wasn't they was trying to be serving the people. You know what I mean? You got to remember, the job of the police is not to protect you, but to protect this system. That's why they enforce the laws that's placed in the system. Like I said, I told somebody recently, when you go into the whole point of the police force, it's the slave patrol. That's another lesson for another day. Long story short, they wanted him to fuck up out of the city. So long story short, though, it's like 6 of them they push it. And one brother, like I said, that asked him prior, do he need help? He like, well, shit. He was like, but it looked good. That's good to see Esau working. You know what I mean? That's a glimpse of the kingdom. It was just, I found it funny. But my point being, just like with that child, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you these was Edomites. Because like I said, when you go check into Hinckley, that's like an Edomite, I think it's like a township. It's like more like rural. But anyway, the parents left their child in the cemetery with the dog. Like, fuck the dog too. So you know what I mean? Do you know, that's like when a mother leaves her daughter or her son, the baby she just gave birth to, in a trash can. That's why, this society's always have sympathy for women and allow these women to get abroad and get away with a lot of shit when these women could be some of the biggest demons ever. I remember when growing up, going to school, watching those like little films they used to make us watch. And I was like, God damn, you know how much of a demon you had to be to do some shit like that? You literally carried this child in your belly for 9 months, grown attached to it, because you could feel it moving, kicking and all that. But you so much of a fucking demon, you throw it away? That's why they made that statement about a Jake child is more dangerous in the womb than it is on the planet. And we killed the day in and the day out. But the mother of our peoples, the mother, majority of them, I ain't gonna say all of them because this don't apply to all women. But first of all women aren't women. Just because you're a female don't mean you a woman. It's just as like a man child, all man child ain't men. Some of them, you got grown men that's 50, 60 years old that still act like children. I can attest to that. You know what I'm saying? Well, Salakia, like I say, I'm digressing. Like I said, forgive me. It says the Hinckley Township Police Department posted a picture of the boy named Tony. I read all that. It says the same day that he was picked up from the cemetery following a report that he had been abandoned. Police quickly identified Tony's parents after the boy Salakia. Tony's parents after the boy identified them as David and Katie. The family dog was found in the cemetery later that night and returned to his father, according to the local Fox affiliate WJW. While the investigation is still ongoing with a lot of questions still unanswered, I want to assure everyone that Tony is doing very well in the loving home of a foster family here in Medina County. See, in Medina is a whole bunch of Edomites. So Hinckley, I guess, is part of Medina County. Now, like I said, if you ever do a search, if you that interested or go inquire, like I said, that's more Edomites. It says Police Chief David Centener said in an update, because I was about to wonder, like, did they take him away? Because if that was a Jake family, they took the child away, and by right, and they took this child away. It says Police Chief David Center said in an update post posted to the page Thursday afternoon, his dad has been very cooperative with us and children's services in the investigation. I'll release further information when I can. I would like to thank everyone for their kindness and want to buy Christmas presents for Tony. Take him in and adopt him, he added. You are all amazing people and why we have such a great community here in Hinckley, all of the Medina County and beyond. So, this little boy, told you the house out in the spirit. Little fucking demon. This dog with the dog would have ate his ass. But seriously, like, fuck this little boy. It says in a later post, you could tell that's Esau. I mean, I might be going off. I mean, I ain't touched the spirit. I can't, but just look at him. He just happy. He happy on Christmas Day. That's some funny shit with the cowboy thing on. Like, fuck this little boy. In a later post, Sittner later thanked the public for their overwhelming response and generous bounty of Christmas gifts for Tony. That's why he's so happy. He's smiling because they bought him gifts for this pagan ass holiday that him and his people worship. Christmas gifts for Tony commenting. Don't even know that his whole life about to be fucked up. Commenting that the police department lobby is full for the gifts that have been dropped off, which will be delivered to him soon. Police said they first received a call about abandoned child at a Memorial Garden Cemetery at 12:16. And you got to remember, that's abandoned. Come on, that ain't no, you just like you know you how sometimes, I mean, trust me, I got multiple kids and sometimes it is difficult to try and keep up with all of them. That's why I don't take them everywhere, or especially places where there's a lot of people gathered. You know what I mean? This ain't the kingdom where we can just let our children roam free. This is a fucked up, the wicked ass society where people are pedophiles. Come on, Mambala and shit, man boy love association. So at the end of the day, I try to keep a close eye on my children, but at the same time, I do understand that you can, like, if you're not watching constantly, they can wander off. But come on, like, they talk about the dog and the boy there, but the parent somewhere else. And to show you how the Lord used it, he still spoke to this little boy that's 3 years old, like, my daddy is this, my mommy that. It says on Wednesday from a witness who said she had seen a car presumably driven by Tony's parents driving away from him at a high rate of speed. The witness did observe the little boy running after the car, followed by a dog before the vehicle left the cemetery. And people be like, "Oh, he's evil." No, the fuck do you know that these people fed our people to fucking alligators and all kind of shit they did? Man, it's just showing you, like, say, if you got a spiritual eye, you can see Esau know his day is done. And that's some cruel, fucked up shit to leave your own seed. I remember one time I was in this program when I was a nigga in the world. It was a program. I got caught in some trouble. So it was a group of us, all inmates. Well, not inmates, convicts, but like everybody that's been like kind of used to going back and forth to jail. Long story short, basically it was a exercise where it was a group of us and we all had to talk among each other. But basically it was like, if something was going to happen, you got a child and your girl and you, and something was to happen where it was like a catastrophe or something, like emergency situation where like life or death, what would be important? What would you take? And the nigga said, I'll take my girl and lead a baby because I could always have another baby. This is the mentality of, and it was a Jake. This is the mentality of most people in America. Tony was quickly taken into custody before being placed in the temporary care of a foster family. It's not clear who will care for him in the longer term, although hundreds have volunteered to adopt the boy, including Centner, according to a report from ABC affiliate WEWS. But like I say, that's even still dangerous because, like I said, the chances of you getting into an actually decent home is really fucked up. Do you know these kids be abused in these foster homes? And scarred for life type shit. You know, I've met women that, or when I was younger, young girls that literally was in foster homes. Like I said, I met guys that was in foster homes that was fucking the mother that's supposed to have been their foster mother, fucking her. Salakia, while it is not clear why Tony was abandoned, local officials have urged the public to restrain themselves and jump into conclusions while the investigation moves forward. What the fuck you mean? Now, see the foot, but if it was a Jake family, and it was that, that's how those niggers do. That's what they do. They ain't shit. But because it's Esau, refrain from conclusions. The lady said she seen them speed away from her. Now that's what make it funny, because this Esau's a hypocrite. It's really easy for people to start prosecuting who did this, and we don't know who did it yet. Medina County Department of Job and Family Services Debbie Kiley told the news outlet, I want to slow everyone down. Let's not point fingers and presume it was a parent or grandparent or a brother or a sister. We don't have the information yet. I'm done. I'm done. Because, like I said, if you want to check into that more, that's on you. Because that shit just like way pissed me off. Like I said. And that's, like I said, to show you the hypocrisy of this place. Like I said, let it have been a Jake. Oh, literally the numbers is, oh, yeah, well, that's just like how they sit up there and say majority of our people are on food stamps. That ain't fucking true. Or we bucking the system up with the food stamps. That's not true. If we the minority, I mean, Esau lies so much. And so, but I will say this. If anything, like I grew up in poverty. You know what I mean? Yeah, the jails are overrun with more of my people, but at the same time, in poverty, you'll see people literally trying to do something to actually get up out of poverty, not on some breaking the law nigga shit. Why do you think it'd be so many of our people get full scholarships and shit? You know, our people will try and become the best basketball, football player in the world. Or just get an academic scholarship. Anyway, Salakia. So let me bring out these couple precepts, because this wasn't supposed to be this long. I kind of went off. Because like I said, it's just a glimpse of what's to come, you know what I mean? Salakia. These apps are slowing down. Salakia. So right now, like I said, you live in a society that is crumbling in this Western country known as America, North America, America, Babylon the Great. And yet still you got people still playing games, trying to chasing folly, when the scriptures tell you exactly this. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to heart. Verse 3, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. Verse 4, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. So at the end of the day, a wise man will be seeking to humble himself, and he would understand, because it's a time of mourning coming. You know what I mean? Right now, like I said, especially men that's in this truth, those of the hopeful elect, like I said, we catch a lot of hell. You know what I mean? We understand that it serves a purpose, but nonetheless, we catch a lot of hell. But then you got those people that's still in the world, living in the world, that's seeking folly. You know what I mean? Seeking, you know what I mean? Like I said again, I was just at this job. They had this little Christmas like thing or whatever. And I played along. But you should have seen how many Jakes had on Christmas hats, and I'm like, look at this stupid ass. You know what I'm saying? You got a person sit up there that tell you they believe in the Bible, not even knowing if you took the time to actually read the scriptures or took the time to actually, just listen to a man that's, has understanding of the scriptures. You'll know that it literally tells you in the scriptures not to worship that. Why you got people going to church and the church got the tree in there and all that shit. So that's how you know. When it tells you in scripture about how the Most High God doesn't dwelleth in a building made with hands. That's how you know a lot of these harlot houses, the Lord is not dealing with them. This is the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. If the city of confusion is AKA America, AKA Babylon the Great, and this place is being broken down right in your face. At one point in time, the houses were shut up because people weren't allowed to go about, the so-called lockdown, which wasn't really a real lockdown. You go watch movies, when cities besieged, when Hitler had, because Hitler, that's how you know this place is becoming more draconian, because Hitler did a lot of shit that they call themselves implementing. If you go and actually study history and actually like research shit, you'll find out that Esau E took a lot of tactics that Hitler used with the propaganda. Hitler used a lot of propaganda during that World War. That's how he kept the citizens in line. You don't even realize that a lot of citizens went up for what Hitler was doing. It is deep. Anyway, verse 11. There is a cry for wine in the streets. That movie Salakia, that movie Valkyrie with Tom Cruise is a perfect example of showing you that. Where they basically try to say that some of the men that was up under Hitler, like the one guy that Tom Cruise played in the movie, he was a general. And basically they called themselves trying to assassinate Hitler. Now, I don't think Hitler died. You got to remember, like, at the end of the day, Hitler was a Rothschild. Well, people don't even know. Like these people literally are smooth. You know what I mean? They'll go have a child with a motherfucker that you don't even know, about, and then they raise that child. That's why they say that Bill Gates is like a scion of the Rothschilds. Salakia, not to digress, it says Isaiah 24 at verse 11. There is a cry for water in the streets. All joy is dark and the mirth of the land is gone. Verse 12, in the city is left desolation. The gate is smitten with destruction. This place is being destroyed right in front of your face. And the mirth is gone. Like I said, I brought that out because of the fact, like I said, this was like the weakest Christmas ever. I heard people talking about it before we went on our little break. They talk about, yeah, I can't wait to go downtown to see the lights. I probably see like what? I probably see like maybe 4 houses this whole little season actually with a whole bunch of lights on them. And that's not in this area. This is the book of James chapter 4 verse 9. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness. Verse 10, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord and he shall lift you up. Because it tells you in the book of Proverbs chapter 6 that one thing that is 6 things that the Most High God hates, the 7 be an abomination. And it talks about a proud heart. These people are proud, and that's why the Most High gonna judge the hell out of this place. So I will end the lesson with that. I just thought it would be edifying for those of the truth, because like I said, especially after seeing what I saw yesterday when the brother pointed out, like, look at all them Edomites working. That's a beautiful thing. It's a glimpse of the kingdom. Because it was all Esau pulling this Jake out of his situation. Because it was a Jake that got stuck, but it was like 6 Edomite police officers. Or they appeared like Edomites. Again, with that, I'm going to end the lesson. I will give all praises, honor, and glory to Koholayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rachak, with this fucking thumb. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the 4 corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Aquathi Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, it was an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad. The land of the other nations appear like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth to you. I say shalom. Until next time, Lord willing, I'm able to come with more lessons. With that, shalom, and bo'ath, la babah, shalom.